What's going on, guys? My name is Josh and today we're going to be going through all of the changes in Title Update 2 and looking at the two brand new maps that will be released alongside the Title Update in Gears of War 4. We're going to start off with a fly through and a brief description of each map and then look at some exclusive multiplayer gameplay on both of the maps whilst going through all of the changes that Title Update 2 will bring. If you find this video helpful, guys, please be sure to smash that like button for me. Leave your opinions in the comment section down below what you think of the Title Update and the new maps. And subscribe if you want to see more Gears of War 4 content like this. Anyway, guys, let's get right into the video. The first map is called Glory, and the description that we've been given is this. A monument of military might, this COD battery was used only against the most strategic targets to maintain its secrecy. The defensibility of this fortress can be used to your advantage if captured, which includes a powerful mounted turret that can suppress the courtyard below. As you can see, this map is quite wide and open, mainly focusing around the centre of the map where the turret is placed. However, it does look like there are some tight passageways on the back of the map where you can have some close quarters combat. The second map we can look forward to is called Speyer, and the description for this map is this. Evacuated long ago, this lonely district of Speyer is a still image of pre-Locust life. The battle for the Sanctuary is a close quarters affair, but teams looking to control the Sprawling Academy will need to do so together. Speyer's opulent interiors and quaint plazas are best suited to long-range engagements. As you can see, this map is definitely more suited towards longer range engagements, so there's going to be a lot more chances for crossfire with the Lancers. However, there's definitely some opportunities for some close range Nasher action in the rooms scattered around the map. This is also the first map to feature the salvo as a pickup weapon in multiplayer. You're going to be able to see this in action in the gameplay later on in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Overall, I love the look of both of these maps, and I think they both bring a great contrast between long range and short range combat. From what we've seen so far, I do think I'll enjoy Glory a little bit more than Speyer, but that may change when the maps are actually released. We're now going to look at some exclusive multiplayer gameplay on Glory and Speyer. I want to thank two fellow YouTubers of similar size to me for getting me this footage. I should have received this footage in an email from the Coalition Army, but unfortunately I still haven't received it. Luckily, these two guys received the email before me and managed to get the footage to me. So both their links are down in the description, guys. Please go check out their channels. They upload great Gears of War 4 content as well, just like me, and they're of a similar size to my channel. To start with, both Glory and Speyer will be available to Season Pass holders in the Versus and Horde developer playlists from December the 6th. Both of the maps will then be available to everyone else in the public playlist from December the 13th. When the maps are released to the public on December the 13th, Gridlock and Relic will be rotated out of the public playlists, and Fallout will be removed from the competitive play to bring these playlists in line with the official Pro Circuit settings. These maps will still be available to play in private matches, however I do find it slightly upsetting that we're not going to be able to play Gridlock or Relic in multiplayer gameplays for now. We can expect to see Team Deathmatch and King of the Hill in the developer playlist this time around, with a squad size limit of 3. The Horde mode version of the developer playlist will also feature normal difficulty Horde. There is some great news for Season Pass holders in this developer playlist, as you will earn additional XP and credit rewards when playing the developer's playlist. Anyone owning a Season Pass will still get early access to the new maps, and the Coalition are still looking into new ways they can give benefits to people who own a Season Pass. Personally, I'd love to see some exclusive characters or weapon skins for us Season Pass holders, but I'm not entirely sure what the Coalition has in store for us. There has been a major update to the mountable turrets in Horde mode, making them less accurate, do less damage, and have lower maximum ammo reserves. Level 4 turrets also have less health, and anyone using a turret has less damage mitigation. I'm pretty sure this just means that anyone who's using the turret has less defense whilst they're on the turret. The Coalition have been quoted to say this about the turret update. After observing how players are playing Horde in the wild, we wanted to tune the mounted turrets to be a little less powerful to reduce the viability of only using turrets and barriers on tougher difficulties, while retaining the mounted turret's role as an important powerful part of your defences. They've also finalised the vertical campaign split screen for PC players, enabling PC players to now play split screen in campaign. I'm now going to go over all of the fixes and improvements to the Xbox One and Windows 10 version of the game. There are quite a few, so I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as possible, but making sure I describe them all properly. Your first win of the day in Versus Multiplayer will now give you an extra 1000 XP and 100 credits. I think this is a great step in the right direction for people complaining about not getting enough credits per game. A new daily reward system has been implemented that gives the Coalition the chance to give free bounties and other types of gifts on login. I also feel like this is another great step in the right direction for people who are saying they're not getting their money's worth on Gears of War 4. This system will not be available on December the 6th when the update launches, however the Coalition have said that this will be introduced in the near future. They've reduced the audio levels for friendly footsteps and increased the audio levels for enemy footsteps to make them slightly louder than your teammates. The joint movement sounds for the DB characters has also been reduced to make them audibly level with all the other characters. This is great news for any of you guys who like playing the DBs and want to sneak up on your enemies. The shotgun hit blood effects have been improved to match the damage dealt, making it easier for you to tell how much damage you've done to an enemy. Basically, the more blood that comes out of an enemy, the more damage you've dealt. I think this is a great thing that they've added, as it's sometimes really hard to tell how much damage you've done to an enemy. They've added a new inventory screen that you can get to on the main menu that shows all the cards you own in one location split up into categories. New cards that are added into your collection will now be marked with an exclamation mark. Audio and video settings are now retained if the game is closed. They've fixed the exploit where you could plant a grenade just before the end of a round at the spawn and blow up the whole of the enemy team. I know this is going to be great news for a lot of people because I've seen a lot of complaints about it in the forums and online. When highlighting over a competitive or core playlist, you can now see the tier or placement match status of every member in your team. You can now see class icons in the Horde scoreboard. Player cards have been moved slightly close to the edge of the screen in spectator mode. The option to quit from the menu in core and competitive playlists has been removed. They've fixed an issue where completing the campaign would not properly unlock the achievements. If you complete all the chapters that were not registered, again, this will now unlock the achievements. Re-up achievements should now be unlocked next time you go on the game if they didn't work properly before. They've fixed an issue where movement would look broken and glitchy after sliding into a piece of cover that another player is already on. Power weapon pickups are now prioritised over ammo pickups. When you die, you may have seen it say 100% or 0% damage dealt before. This is due to the rounding up and down of the decimal point in the damage. This information will now round to 1% or 99% in these situations to better reflect the actual damage taken. The warping or teleporting issue that sometimes happens when mantling or evading has now been fixed. Unequipped weapons can now be seen on teammates in campaign versus and horde, and unequipped weapons on enemies in versus multiplayer are now hidden by design. They've fixed the bug where players would sometimes spawn in facing the wrong way round. Personally, I feel like they shouldn't have fixed this, as it was pretty damn funny when it happened. They fixed a bug where players who were getting up from being downed on LAN had a chance to have an invisible weapon. Player 2 will now properly show their unequipped weapons on their body in split screen. They've fixed an exploit where a user could be idle kicked in a no respawn game mode just by being held as a meat shield. The out from under ribbon can now only be gained once per round. Prepared to executions are now affected by the execution bonus skill card and now count as an execution for bonus objectives. The fat loot ribbon will now probably be awarded when completing a survival time limit bonus objective. Bonus objective score now counts towards total team score. In Horde mode, Guardians should no longer get trapped outside the map on Reclaimed. Kestrel should no longer get trapped above the control room on Forge. The Snatcher can no longer be lured in a position where it cannot move on Reclaimed. And bosses will no longer get stuck on cover in Fallout. An exploit that allowed players to move before the wave has begun after a boss wave has been fixed. If you prolong the placement of the Fabricator in Horde, it no longer awards additional resources based on the way that it is placed. You can now upgrade equipped skill cards without having to unequip the card. If you use the Incinerator on Forge on a downed enemy in modes with execution rules, it will now kill the enemy. A geometry issue on Reclaimed that let grenades fall out of the world at the construction area has been fixed. Players can no longer launch each other out of bounds. They can also no longer use an exploit to increase the accuracy of weapons beyond their intended settings. Players can no longer time a weapon pickup in order to duplicate multiple versions of it. Buzzkill saw blades will no longer get stuck in mid-air on dry dock. If you fail to join a player in campaign due to your NAT type, a new error has been added to inform you of the issue. Escalation rings now have instructions based on their status. They'll either say defend or break. Similar to ribbons, bounties will now display a flyout when completed during a gameplay. When a player dies in a game, a skull will now appear on the overhead map. When you're ready to re-up, there will now be an exclamation mark displayed in the water journal. In Escalation, they have improved the weapon selection icons, and in Guardian, their team leader's gamer tag will now display in the TACCOM. The Torquebow Reticle now supports colorblind mode options. Shout out to all my colorblind buddies out there. The Chain Lightning ribbon now works properly when shocking 2 players with 1 shock grenade. They've added offline customization options, allowing you to use your own customization items apart from emblems on LAN. They have removed point of interest from the alternate and tournament alt controller schemes. A rare issue was fixed where a player could appear invisible to enemy opponents. I myself never saw this issue and I'm really upset I haven't because it sounds hilarious. Characters will now speak a line of dialogue when stuck with a Torquebow. Players shouldn't sometimes get a timeout error when completing a private match and should now be correctly returned to the lobby. When switching to the overhead map whilst holding the TACCOM button, it will no longer cause the TACCOM to be permanently enabled. The sudden death timer in Dodgeball now correctly disables when the situation is no longer a 1v1. A rare bug that caused consoles to reset during matchmaking has now been resolved. I myself am very happy this never happened to me because that would be extremely annoying. Apart from all of that guys, we have some other miscellaneous bug fixes and some specific Windows 10 updates which are as follows. Player 2 can now set their own field of view in split screen. An issue has been fixed that would cause cinematics to freeze the game. There have been general UI improvements for multiple resolutions, and motion blur now works properly in multiplayer modes. That's the full list of all the fixes and updates that we're going to be receiving in the title update 2. I'm now going to quickly talk about the feature updates that we'll probably be seeing in the next couple of title updates. I know a huge thing in the community at the moment is quit penalties because a lot of people just quit the game and they don't have anything bad happen from it. According to the Coalition, this is currently their top priority and they're trying to work on features that will majorly discourage quitting. I'm not entirely sure what these features are going to be, hopefully some sort of loss of XP or credits. But as the Coalition have said themselves, these features do take time and they're hoping to introduce them as soon as possible. They recently discovered a bug that would cause 5v4 situations in matches. This is probably leading to a lot of players quitting the game because of uneven teams. Luckily, the Coalition put out a server-side update yesterday which should make this bug extremely rare to see. According to them, they're still working on core and competitive pre-game lobbies. This is a huge thing for me. I hate having to back out every time I finish a match. So hopefully we'll see this happen in the next title update. It's a widely known fact that there is a lot of exploiting in Horde at the moment for quick XP. According to the Coalition, they're intending to wipe the Horde leaderboard sometime soon to battle this. And finally, they're looking to bring the King of the Hill round limit down to 1 in social playlists and reduce the time limit in execution. Apparently these 2 small changes will be made soon in a server-side update. Overall guys, I am extremely happy with how well they've done in this title update. The main thing for me is the daily bonuses and the footsteps, to be quite honest. I'm also really interested to see what these daily rewards are going to be. Are we going to be able to get gun camos? Are we going to be able to get characters? Probably not. It's probably just going to be cards, but we can still hope for the best. Anyway guys, that's all the information I have for this video. I hope you found it helpful and you enjoyed the exclusive gameplay on Glory and Speyer. If you did enjoy this video guys, please be sure to smash that like button, leave your opinion in the comments section below about the update and the new maps. And if you want to see more Gears of War 4 content like this, then be sure to hit that subscribe button because I upload every couple of days. That's it for now guys, I will see you in the next Gears of War 4 video. Peace!